Hey there guys, it's Liz here, and as I was on my run today, I couldn't help but start to think about the main reasons why somebody may really want to lose weight, and maybe they've been talking about it for a while. It could be weeks, months, years, but yet they still don't seem to take action, and I think it's difficult for people to understand why they're not taking action, and it can get really frustrating for them. Maybe it's you, maybe it's a friend of yours or a family member or coworker where they know they want to lose weight, right? But they can't figure out, like, why can't I just take action? Like, why do I keep holding myself back? Why will I not, commit to a program or make a plan that is going to help me get to where I want to be, right? So guys, do me a favor, as you're watching this, if you can think of anybody in your life that you feel needs to hear what the main things are that are probably holding them back from taking action to go towards their goal, I want you to either tag them in this video or go and send it to them in a private messenger, whatever you feel comfortable with, but I'm hoping that this really breaks down some walls for people. So I started thinking about it, and the first thing that always comes to mind, or the first thing out of somebody's mouth, is money. Right? And money is a big deal. I get it. Like, we all have a budget. We all have things that we want to prioritize. How many of you guys know that money is a freaking big deal, and it can determine whether you do or don't, buy a workout program or a certain nutrition plan, right? So I started thinking about this because with the 7-day reset, it's $97 for the entire year for full access, and I give you a money back guarantee if you don't get results. So I know that is not a barrier for 9 out of 10 people when it comes to them signing up for the 7-day reset. So I start to think about, well, what are the other reasons where I'll have people message me, reach out to me and say, hey, can I have information on the 7-day reset? I really want to lose X amount of pounds, X amount of inches. I have a wedding, I have this, I have that, I have a school reunion, and I want to get in shape, right? And people will be very open and honest with me, and I love that. And they'll get very transparent about where they're at and where they're trying to go, and basically how uncomfortable they are and why this is so important to them. Because I love hearing a little bit more about people's stories. And so they clearly are very unhappy. They get vulnerable and say what their goal is. And so many times I had people say, yeah, I'm gonna sign up tonight. Oh my gosh, I'm doing this as soon as I wake up tomorrow, if it's really late at night that we're chatting. And I start to think to myself, like, what are the things? Because they knew the price at that point. They knew it was $97. They knew the price. They knew what was involved. They had looked at the website. But then they don't go and take action. And so I sit here and think, what are the main things holding them back? Like, what are the limiting beliefs or like the BS lies that maybe they've been told their entire life that they need to break past in order to be able to realize that they deserve this, they need to put themselves first, etc. Right? So I found three main reasons that I feel most people don't move forward when it comes to either just deciding that they're going to eat healthier and achieve their weight loss goal, or join a certain program that they were interested in, or a certain supplement, and then they pull back. And these are in no particular order because I don't think you can really order them. But number one is that people are afraid of what's going to happen if they fail. So what's going to happen if I try this, if I try the 7-day reset, for example, and it doesn't work? Because what happens, what they've probably done in the past, what you may have done in the past, is you feel like such a failure. Have any of you guys ever felt that way before? If you resonate with this and you feel like being real with me, put a comment below. Have you ever felt like when you fell off of a diet or a workout program, which most of us have at some point in our lives, I even have, do you not feel like you're a failure? Even though you quote unquote failed the diet or failed the meal plan, you're not failing. You're just like, you're going up and down, right? Or you stay committed and then you're not. So first of all, we shouldn't identify it as failing, in my opinion. But you think to yourself, well, then I am a failure. So many times we fail at things and we associate that with our identity and our worth. And then we start going round and round our head being like, what is wrong with me? Why does everybody else seem to be able to stick to stuff and stay compliant? And like, you really want to lose the weight. So why can't you stick to it, right? And that can be an entire different conversation. That's why I talk about the weight loss mindset, and we address that in the 7-day reset as well. But so many people are afraid to start because they just picture the failure and they can't bear the thought of failing just another time. So that's typically number one. Number two is that you're afraid of what other people are gonna say, whether it's a spouse, it's kids, it's friends, it's coworkers. If you've been through this process a couple times, maybe you're afraid that they're gonna say, oh, okay, another diet, right? How many of you guys have had people say that in your life before? I've had clients come to me and tell me that that's what their spouse says or their friends say. They kind of roll their eyes when you say you're starting something new. And it's not as much as they're excited for you as they're more judgmental. And you're like, I don't even feel like dealing with that. Right? So you don't even have a support system because you don't even want to tell people what you're doing because you just don't want the judgment. How many of you guys resonate with that? I know a ton of my clients have said that to me before when they first come to me. Or it's a type of resistance that they're hitting in the midst of this process. And then third, you almost are afraid of acknowledging that there's even a problem to begin with. Because if you decide, Alyssa, I'm going to change my nutrition, I'm going to start working out more, I'm going to do this program, that program, you formulating a solution means that there is a problem. And many times, like, we may know we want to lose the weight, we may know we want to get healthy, but we don't take action or go and do something because that means and that entails us having to acknowledge that there's an issue and that we're not happy with where we're at. I know because I've dug this deep out of many of my clients before, is that they didn't want to admit there was a problem. Like, subconsciously they knew, but they didn't want to even go and decide to join a new program or try this or try that. Because when you try something, that means that you have to acknowledge you're not happy with where you're at because you want to try something different. You wouldn't be trying something different if you were satisfied with where you are. So there are so many different reasons that we can keep ourselves or hold ourselves back from going and moving forward and taking action towards a weight loss or a wellness goal. But a lot of times this happens with weight loss. If you don't make a change, then you can just keep expecting what's been occurring. And at least it's familiar, right? At least it's, you know what to expect. Even if you're not comfortable, you know what your life looks like right now. You know what your health looks like. But taking action means I may not know the results. So it's scary. You'd rather know and have certainty by just continuing to do what you were doing. Does that make sense? I know a lot of people that get stuck in this rut. And so I want you guys to do just like a little checkup from the neck up. Guys, as I always say, if you don't master what's going on from the neck up, you won't get near the results from the neck down. And so I really just, I implore you guys to go and do a little bit of an audit on yourself. If you're somebody that has an issue taking action, start to think about why that may necessarily be. And I pray that you share this with somebody that you know gets stuck in that rut of taking action as well. And hopefully this resonates with them too. So, love you guys. Hope you had a blessed weekend.